Imagine you find a magic ring that makes you invisible. Nobody can see you. Nobody knows what you're doing. You could do anything. Take or steal whatever you want. Go wherever you like. Nobody could stop you. You could do absolutely anything. There would also be no punishments, no consequences, no police, no negative judgments from other people, and even if you believe in God, they would not be able to see your actions. Just imagine you could do anything you want without the fear of consequences. If you had this power, would you stay good or would you become evil? If listening to this is a little bit difficult and you want to follow along with this video with a transcript, go to the description, sign up and join my community, and there you will be able to find all the transcripts for all of my YouTube videos. I will also highlight some key or difficult vocabulary about this subject that you can find in this video that can help you build your vocabulary. This story is a thought experiment in the very famous book by Plato, The Republic. And this story asks us the question is, are we good because we are moral or ethical, or because we are scared of the consequences of our actions? That could be going to prison, getting a fine, getting judged by others, or if you believe in God, God seeing your actions and punishing you for them, or maybe because you believe in karma. This is a really interesting thought experiment to think about, because when we think about our own actions, when I think about my own actions, am I good because I'm a good person, or I'm scared of what would happen if I actually acted immorally? And if I had the power to act in a immoral or unethical or even illegal way, would I do so if I could not be punished? That's the subject that we're discussing this week in my free English learning community. If you want to chat about it, we have live calls next week and you can come to them. They're completely free and we can discuss this question. In this lesson series, Debates in English, I discuss the pros and the cons or both sides of an argument. First, I'm going to discuss the reasons why some people wouldn't change their behavior, even if they had the power to do whatever they wanted without consequences. So on Monday, I posted a weekly workbook, which was all about this subject, including videos and an essay and extra resources all about this subject. And I asked some of my community members what they thought they would do if they had the power of the magic ring. Some people said they wouldn't change their behavior because they knew that if they acted immorally or unethically or illegally, then they would still have to live with themselves. So even if they wanted to do something bad or immoral, for example, stealing money from someone, then they would still kind of experience the action of them doing it, and they would have to live with themselves afterwards, because in their mind and in their brain, they would know that it's them who's done it. And after they do something bad, they might feel guilty about doing it. And when someone has done something bad, this can really affect your mood and your personality, and you might think about it and it might affect your feelings for a very long time. So even though some people understand that laws and fear of judgments might stop people from doing things, some people have said that it's just their own feelings that hold them back. So they might have a desire to do something bad, or they might even not have a desire to do something bad, but they have their own moral code of what they think is right and what they think is wrong. This moral code or moral compass comes from a wide range of places. It could be religious reasonings. So, for example, if you live in the United Kingdom, your ethics and your morality have probably been influenced by Christianity. Even though Christianity is not a very popular religion in the UK anymore, it's still the biggest religion, but I don't know too many people who actually classify themselves as Christian. I don't even know that many people who classify themselves as practicing, or I don't know many people in the UK that are actually religious, full stop. Regardless of how secular the UK has become, the morals and values of people here have been shaped by the Christian faith. Everyone born in England can recite one of the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not kill, for example. It could be the school that you went to, the teachers you had, the upbringing you had, and probably most importantly, your parents and what type of role models they were and how they taught you to live. They may not have explicitly taught you how to live by giving you directions like this is wrong, this is right, but you may have seen how they behave and you might think that is the way how to behave. And this might not happen consciously like you're thinking, oh, I've just seen my dad do this thing, so I must do that thing as well. But I think kind of witnessing your parents' behavior definitely has a subconscious effect on people and their behavior, and especially their values and morals. Other people in my community said that it would change their behavior, but they wouldn't do things that are classified as immoral or unethical in their opinion. It could be breaking the law and be illegal, like stealing money, for example. They don't think stealing money from some people is a bad thing. Think about how rich some people are in this world, like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. If you steal some money from them, and even if you don't keep it yourself, you could do, but imagine you donate it to charity or you end world hunger, for example. I know that's not as easy as it sounds, but imagine if you steal money from the richest people or the richest businesses in the world and give it to poorer people in the world. Is that really unethical, immoral? It is changing their behavior. There are no consequences, but what they're doing, is it unethical or immoral, especially if it really doesn't affect Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk's life too much? I'm sure you could probably pull 1 million from them and they wouldn't even realize, but you could significantly change the lives of many people. So, if some people got the ring, they would act like Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor. Other people said they would be like a vigilante or they would fight crime or try and use their power of the ring for good. So it would change their behavior, but in their eyes, they wouldn't be doing things immoral or unethical. They would kind of be like Batman or another superhero where they see evil or bad people in the world and they would use their power to try and fight that. In their eyes, this is not immoral or unethical as well. It could be problematic for some people to take the law into their own hands, like Batman does, but in their opinion, it's not unethical or immoral. On the other side of the coin, some people said they would change their behavior and that humans are naturally greedy and power corrupts human beings. There are so many examples in history of when people get power, they get corrupted. And this is somewhat of a kind of ubiquitous effect. Any country, any political system, corruption happens. And when people get power, they often abuse it. And even though ordinary people like us might think that they might not do evil things because they might feel bad, but once they get the ring and they start acting with no consequences, I think this could be a snowball effect where you might start to do small actions and then you do something slightly bigger and slightly bigger and slightly bigger. And then you're deciding which world leaders live or die. You're completely changing the world in the favor of what you think is right or wrong. And that could benefit you, and you could redirect resources and power and opportunities to people like you, people from your own country, political causes that you care about. You could do anything that you wanted. If people had that power, I think it would take a very strong individual not to abuse that. And that's what people have said. They would like to think that their behavior wouldn't change or they wouldn't do immoral or unethical things. But if they had the opportunity to do it, they realistically think that they probably would in the end. I'm sure you know a politician who made all these promises before they got elected. And once they got elected, they suddenly changed and they were corrupted by power. Maybe humans are just weak and we need to reduce the amount of power that each individual has and try and spread it out as much as possible because humans just can't deal with that type of power because we are inherently self-interested. So imagine you had this ring and this power. What would you do? Would you tell people how you really thought about them with no negative consequences for yourself? Would you steal money from richer people and give it to yourself or people you love or people who need it more than them? Or would you completely go evil and do whatever you wanted and not care about other people? Let me know in the comments what you think you would do if you had this power. And if you want to discuss questions like this and this question specifically with other English learners, then come and join my community as we're having some live calls about this subject next week. It's completely free.